Saturday, January 11th, 1:05 p.m. New York time. Welcome back, investors, to Winning Wall Street's Money. This is an update, a review on the S&P 500 top down for potential new trade ideas, as well as the past trade idea I shared last week to my Patreon members in the level 2 and higher. I pushed out the notification on WhatsApp real time. Again, that's for my Patreon members in the higher levels. I use options. I use advanced options. I use vertical spreads. I use the credit vertical spreads trade idea. If you want to know more about that, well, that's in my other videos. This would be focused on the charts and the trade idea I took. On top down, multiple time frames I'm looking at. So I'm looking here at the S&P 500 futures. See, it says /ES. That means that's one of the futures exchanges. There's more than one futures exchange. And we're looking at the monthly chart, means each candle represents a month. Well, the current month is not done yet. Red candle right here. This month of January, we already broke the low of last month of December. So the all-time high was last year, last month. Currently, the trend is down. The bigger trend, bullish, but we're in a retracement off this big impulse move up. Now we'll go to the time frame lower, the S&P 500 futures again, weekly, 5-year chart. Here's the low for the past 5 years. And here's the high. Yeah, it's been in a bullish market. Extremely bullish. Key levels to identify right away. See this green horizontal line? That was the top there. Underneath, huge consolidation, broke above it. So now it's the floor. Remember that green line there. Zoom in some more. See the green line here? That was the high. Pulled back, broke above it. Still above it. It's a floor. It's a support level now. See this blue line here? That's a gap. That's concerning. We also have a gap down here. Big green candle was a huge impulse move up. After it came to a retest of this support. Notice it? We had support here. Tested several times. Nice. Big candles like this. Impulse moves. Almost solid body. We tested midpoint right there on that red candle. Next one made a test below it, but closed above it, making that swing low. Then we took off. So notice the huge trading range on these candles, the highs and lows. Look how big they were. And then after that green candle, they got smaller. Consolidation, inside candle. Huge whipsaw on that one candle, which made that all-time new high. Huge wick. I labeled that midpoint on that wick. We had a test right there. That big wick. Tested it. Buyer stepped in. Well, this week again, big wick there. I tested on that one. We broke below it and closed below it. We also took out this swing low. Yep, right there. Sometimes these huge bodies like to be retested 100%. And notice here, small candles on the upside, tight trading range. Bigger whipsaw on these candles. Yeah. So take this. Since that was the big candle right there, let's do this. Take that. There we go. So right off the bat, you understand, apparently this whole thing, zoom out, look at it. This whole thing up here When I say thing, I'll mention this a reason. Right here, huge consolidation, a lot of price activity going in that area, occurring in that area. Right here too, a lot of price occurring in that area. Apparently there's more selling. See these big red candles? And the trend is down. Distribution. When I say the word distribution, the smart money selling. Where is the smart money going? Well, you can look at my futures video I share to see the other financial categories, more than just stocks, bonds, metals, energy, currencies. Point being said, this distribution is occurring. Money is rotating. So if this momentum continues, may have a panic selling. Yeah, big panic. I'll be looking to buy the dip. But it has a key level. Let's go to the next. The daily chart. Again, huge gap down there. Has not filled yet. And look at all this on the daily time frame. Huge consolidation, which you can see it also. I just showed you on the higher time frame, the weekly. But again, understand key levels right down here. These were buyers on the dip. And right here, this yellow horizontal line is the high of the year. So now we made a new low for the year. High of the year, new low for the year. This big red candle that happened on Friday, tested midpoint of this big wick. Right there, that gray horizontal area was midpoint, tested it, broke below it, closed below it. Yeah. From the high of the year, the momentum has been down. Higher lows, lower highs and lower lows. The trend is down. There was a trade I took earlier this week, and I shared it to my Patreon members that are on my WhatsApp. It was a bearish trade idea on the S&P 500. The S&P 500, you could trade the ES, the SPX, SPY, as well as they each have options. And I mentioned I used options. We'll get to that in a minute so you can see it. Now the SPX, the cash index, the trades from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Here's the high of the year. Here's the high of last year. Huge consolidation, small trading range, smart money, selling, distribution, huge impulse move down. This was that big gap on the SPX, which is a different gap than the ES. We have not filled it yet. I have my alert set. So Friday, we broke below and closed below this swing low and that swing low. Zoom out a little bit more. Big panic area. I get to the 4-hour on the ES. Put this on the past 10 days. When I say past 10 days, hopefully your situation awareness. Past 10 days, there were several United States federal holidays. The market was closed. So we don't have a full 10 days here. Nope. Right here on the left, Sunday, past Sunday, the market ran up into this key area. That was the impulse move down, that red candle. That was imbalance area. Went up. Sunday night, went higher, into it, tested it, rejected it, went lower, consolidation, huge impulse move down on that Tuesday. Following further down on that Tuesday, inside this imbalance area, and continue going lower on that Wednesday, which made that swing low. Friday, we broke below that swing low right there. And then Friday, the last 4-hour candle was an inside candle. Huge whipsaw. Early in the morning Friday, look at this. Big red candles, big wicks, top, bottom. I already labeled the swing high and swing low. The 1-hour chart. Already labeled my key levels on the upside for swing points. Look at this here too, imbalance area. Stop and test it. Let's go to that trade idea I was talking about. Three grids, each daily. Far right here, the ES, again, it's all S&P 500. The S&P 500 has different symbols on different exchanges. The ES, right here. The middle, SPX, and the left, SPY. There's a huge difference on these. The way they're priced, the way they're structured, which exchange they traded on, trading hours. And they all have options available. Trade idea I shared here on the S&P 500. See that red vertical line right there? It's also here. And it's a green one here. I was bearish. I sent that message out on WhatsApp to either consider taking the trade that day or the next day and explain where the entry would be best on the next day if you didn't take it the same day. I'm going to open it up here on the SPX. Yep. So when this candle, this is a bearish candle. Why? Because we closed below the open. The open was the top of this body. We closed below it. That's bearish candle, red. It's also extremely bearish because we closed below midpoint of the trading range. The top of the tail, the bottom of the tail is a high and low. We closed very much close to the bottom, bearish. Yeah, it made a higher high, higher low. So during that day, when I sent that message, trading bearish, to trade bearish, using options that basically expire in those short term, just in a few days. It's a swing trade. Sometimes swing trades turn out to be day trades. Get in, it happens to be either stopped out or hit your target for profit the same day. So I mentioned if you didn't take the trade that day, then look to take the trade the next day, either on the break below right there or on that retracement that fills on top. That was on the video I shared to my Patreon members, how to catch that entry that was up there trading bearish, which actually collected more money for a credit than first on the close of that day. Yeah. So here we are in the SPY again, right there. Trade single. I pushed out that day. And notice this big red candle, huge trading range, more volume, more panic selling. This red candle right here, which took out the swing lows, even more volume, more panic selling. Let me open up the next. Again, three grids, the far right, the ES daily, the middle, SPX daily, which I already showed you these drawings, what they all represent. And this is the SPY 30-minute. Takes out to 10 days. There we are, 10 days. So again, trade idea was on this day, and this was the option contract. January 13th. 7 trading days, bear call spread. Minimum, you would collect 30 for credit spread. Okay. Look how it went on these 30-minute candles. Opened up in the morning there, sold off. And then I mentioned again, if you missed that trade, the opportunity was to get in here on this day. That was that Tuesday. Popped up, broke below that low to enter bearish. Could have done it also on the 15-minute chart. How much could you made? Well, the option going all the way down here. If you close it on this day, nearly max. So let me show you the option contracts. It's got queued in SPY. And this one has this contract, 13 January, has 2 more trading days till it expires. So if you stayed in till then, which we don't know what's going to happen yet, 2 more days. So the point was, money management. I shared money management. I sent out notification, close the trade. Consider closing the trade. Take your profits. Yeah. Profits were nice. Closer to 50% profits were made just within that short trading day. Nice. If you wait till the end of Friday, sure. Instead of closing out here, if you close out here, you would have had more gains, more profits. You're staying over the weekend, we don't know what's going to happen come Monday. Good money management, close your trade, be in cash position over the weekend. Like early access to my videos, I have a Patreon page I mentioned several times. The link's below my video. If you want to get notification on these trade ideas, specifically on the S&P 500, using options, well, that's on my higher level for Patreon members that also join my WhatsApp. Thank you always for spending just a little time with me. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching.